Welcome back. Metal stocks are doing well, and in that we have Godawari Power Ispat. The board has approved a 1,000 crore rupee capacity expansion plan, while setting up of the new 1 million ton per annum pig iron blast furnace is also on the cards. What does this do for the company in terms of benefits? How do they fund this capex? And to talk about the space in general, we do have with us Abhishek Agrawal, who's the executive director of the company, joining in. Abhishek, thank you so much for joining in. We'll talk about the capex in just a bit. But today, all the metal stocks are up and about. We understand that there could be some increase in the price of pellets, etc. as well. So just to get that out of the way, can you tell us what is the current price of pellets? How does that compare with the previous quarter? And, you did say that there could be some reflections upwards starting from January. We are in January. Can you give us a sense?
Hi, good morning. Wish you a very happy new year, Nigel and Mangalam, both of you. To be on the pellet side, yes, pellet prices are up by almost 20% post duty removal, which happened in November. Since then, the prices have moved up by 20%. Currently, Raipur prices stand at about 92, 9300 X plant levels, which was about 75, 7600 X levels before the duty was removed.
Okay, all right. Hi, Abhishek. Morning, and good to see that there has been a recovery. Wishing you a good 2023. If you could give us a sense by when you'll start enjoying these higher prices. Normally, it comes through with a lag, right? So we have the average for the past quarter. If you could tell us what is the average likely to look at, and as per your presentation, the average realization in quarter 2 was 88,200 rupees. For quarter 3 and quarter 4, given the lag and given the price increase, what could be the rough realization?
See, quarter 3 is over, and the average price would be somewhere around Q2 levels, would be about 8,000 levels.
Okay.
And Q4 going forward, since we usually maintain order book about 45 days, so the new pricing will start coming into the picture, in next couple of weeks. Okay, so Q4 we expect an average of 9,000 plus.
Okay, so for quarter 3, it will be similar to what we saw in quarter 2, but in quarter 4, you're like to see 9,000 rupees plus. Got that. Right. Let's get back to the Capex story then. You'll have announced this pellet Capex. The street was waiting for the steel Capex, but it appears now you're still going in for pellet and iron ore as well. For the time being, should we assume that the steel plant Capex is on the back burner and you want to focus more on increasing the pellet capacity?
No, to be honest, Nigel, see, both are two different things. Firstly, we thought, it's time where we, realize the value, we have from iron ore mines. So that is the reason, we are increasing mining capacity, making it to 4.5 million plus 1.5 million BMQ. And then pellet capacity doubling. The two reasons is that one is we would be needing 1.5 million pellets for our blast furnace, which will be 1 million capacity. Plus additional 1 million, we want to further add to our merchant sale capacity so that we can realize the true potential of a mining. So even the blast furnace project is not on the sideline. It is parallel. It will be parallel. Things that are taking little time, on the approval side when it comes to land and other issues. As you know, it takes about 12 months. So both the projects will be parallel, the pellet plant along with the mining as well as the blast furnace.
You're telling us that it's not on the back burner. It's a step in the direction of moving towards the 1 million ton steel plant that you want to put up. Is that correct?
Yeah.
You're bracing yourself, keeping things ready. Right. You've announced a 1,000 crore Capex. How confident are you all of it will be internal accruals, or do you think you'll have to borrow some part of that 1,000 crores?
See, at the moment with the current cash flows and, with the current pellet prices, we are very confident that the 1,000 crore Capex for the mining and the pellet plant will be totally internal accrual. We have no intention of, going to the banks and borrowing some money at the moment. And
what is the timeline for this Capex? I mean, when does all of this come on stream? And importantly, you said because this is a step in the direction for your steel plant as well, by when do you, put the steel plant on stream?
See, I think put together everything, about, 12 months process for approvals and then about 24 months for commissioning of the project. So from here on, I think 2026, we should be able to start the operations.
That's for these two plants, and the steel plant is when?
Yes, for the steel plant as well.
Okay, and so all of that...
all the approvals are in place.
Okay, so all of this starts in 2026?
Yes, if everything is in place, especially the approvals.
And what kind of asset turns do you expect on this 1,000 crore Capex that you're doing?
Sorry, come again?
What kind of revenue, incremental revenue do you expect on an annual basis of this 1,000 crore Capex that you're doing, plus the steel plant comes in in 2026?
It's difficult to, probably give you a number because, the market is so volatile, 20% here and there. But I would say a pellet capacity will double, which is currently at 2.7, will go up to 5.4. So you can assume the revenue from the pellet side will double, of course.
Right. Abhishek, just to clear the air, 1,000 crores is for the pellet and the beneficiation plant as well as iron ore. But to set up the 1 million ton steel plant, you'll require some additional capex, right? How much would that be?
Yes. See, so for the first year, which is the blast furnace pig iron, we estimate about, I think about 2,000 crores.
2,000.
And further to, use the liquid metal, hot metal to convert it to steel, we're still evaluating on which stream should we select. So that would take some time for us to, conclude.
So this is 1,000 crores for the pellet plant. You're getting ready for the pig iron plant, which you'll have to spend another 2,000 crores on, plus some additional capex, which we're still not too sure about, but it'll be above 2,000 crores. We're getting that.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Right.
All right. Just a follow-up on that one. By when do you start to spend that 2,000, or when you decide on that 2,000? And when you do that, what would your mode of funding that be?
See, the investment will start only once we get the required approvals. There might be initial involvement of Capex when it comes to purchase of land and other statutory approvals. Once that is in place, so assuming by end of this financial, as in the next financial year, by say Q3 of coming financial year, we should be able to start the groundwork on both the steel side as well as on the pellet side, if everything is in place.
And it will only be then that you will decide the mode of funding for the 2,000
We are
crore.
confident. We are very confident. The pellet prices sustain at these levels, which is about 9,000, 9,500 rupees. Then we don't need to go to banks to borrow any money.
For even the 2,000 crore one.
Exactly. So put together total 3,000 crores. We should be, self-sufficient to, fund the entire from the internal accrual.
That's presuming that, pellet prices hover in this vicinity of around 9,500 rupees per ton, right?
Of course, because that is the biggest chunk of revenue we get from.
So we'll have to wait for these future plans. But in the current scheme of things, pellet pricing is important and the mix is important as well. I recall that, exports used to be 70% plus of your total, mix. Then you told us that, depending on pricing, depending on demand, you'll see how that changes around. Could you tell us, as of now, what is the export domestic mix in terms of sales that you're looking at for pellets? And also margins of around 20% is what you were telling us. But since pricing has moved up, do you believe that margins can be better than 20%?
So on the mix side, we still are supplying 100% to domestic. We still haven't started exporting pellets. We are talking to a few buyers for the first shipment, which will happen probably say in February or early March. But as I said previously, for us, the ex-plant realization is the main focus, because we are not supplying to big buyers in India like Tata, JSPL, Uttam Galwa. So we're not worried about the export market at the moment. Wherever we get the better realization, we will focus on that.
Margins?
All right. And margins, all right, okay. We'll just come to you in a moment, because right now it's a historic moment. The Supreme Court